Konnichiwa and Salam Alaikum. In UAE markets this week, we've seen continued soft to stable market movements ahead of the EMA result due out on Thursday afternoon, with the DFM currently tracking at 1640 and the ADX tracking at 2725. Volumes continue to be thin on market traded ahead of not only the EMA result but also the Arab Tech result and the Al Dar result, and further clarity required on the Dubai World restructuring. In corporate news, global logistics and transportation company Aramex has announced that its long-standing COO, Mr. Osama Fatala, has stepped down from that position to pursue personal and other business interests. He is replaced with another long-time stalwart within the company, and the share price actually rallied strongly 3 or 4% yesterday. So we think that insiders recognise that it is just a changeover of the old guard rather than out with the old and in with the new. We maintain our price target of 2.52 on our Aramex and also have an overweight recommendation. Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank (ADIB) has announced that it will seek shareholder approval and board approval for opening up 25% of the company's register to foreign investors. At present, only local investors can hold ADIB stock. Greater opening up of share registers to foreign ownership is an important step in attracting greater liquidity and capital, particularly to Abu Dhabi bourses where many companies have very low foreign ownership levels. With around half of the UAE companies already reporting FY09 results and proposing dividends, the most attractive cash yields based on these announcements at the moment are RAK CC, Bank of Sharjah, RAK White Cement, Air Arabia, First Gulf Bank, DFM potentially, and DIB also potentially. Many of these companies are paying strong cash yields in a 3 or 4 week period, and we believe also have strong business models, meaning that over the medium term the share price is likely to appreciate as well. Arab Tech has been awarded the contract to execute the construction work of the Yasmin Rotana Hotel on the Damascus-Beirut highway near Damascus, Syria. The 340 room hotel is valued at over 380 million dirhams and with a construction cost of around 250 million dirhams. We expect that the project will add around 1.4 to 2% of earnings to Arab Tech over each of the next 3 years, starting from this year onwards. And more importantly, the project represents Arab Tech's continued push around the GCC region, diversifying its project base away from Dubai. We retain an overweight recommendation on Arab Tech and a price target of 3.67 per share, and believe that investors can continue to accumulate the company under 2.30 per share, and particularly on excessive weakness and once their full Euro 9 result comes out and we know exactly how many receivables they're going to write down in relation to many of their subcontractors and developers above. The onshore division of the UAE state-based oil company ADNOC expects to boost onshore crude capacity to 1.8 million barrels per day by 2017 from 1.4 million barrels per day at present. To give you a gauge, the total UAE's output onshore and offshore oil is 2.3 million barrels per day, which 90% of that comes from Abu Dhabi. And ADNOC plans to build this new production capacity around marginal fields. As part of the expansion, ADNOC is expected to award around 6.6 billion dirhams worth of engineering, procurement and construction contracts to contractors likely to be and include Arab Tech and Drake and Skull. Furthermore, greater production capacity reinforces the oil generating capacity of Abu Dhabi, and a lot of this surplus revenues flowing into government fiscal balances and also into new projects and diversification of the Emirates, leading to stronger corporate earnings and higher share price valuations over the long term. EMA MGF, which represents Emaar's Indian operations, may seek funding from the Indian capital market over the short term in 2 tranches before May this year. The joint venture between EMAR and MGF Development may raise around 10% of the 3 billion dirhams that it's flagged for the IPO in a pre-IPO placement. EMAR MGF, along with 7 other India-based real estate firms, are currently seeking approval from the Securities and Exchange Board of India in order to attract this capital. News on the developments regarding this IPO have a potential positive impact on the EMAR share price, in that it will allow the company to release some cash flow from its assets in India. In other news, during the first 2 days of the Al Dhafra Camel Festival in Abu Dhabi, over 60 million dirhams worth of camels were sold in the 10-day festival. The festival also includes a camel beauty contest, highlighting that although the stock markets have had some problems this year, investors can still take their investing hat off and go and enjoy the camel festival. So on that note, that's all for this week. Happy investing, Ilarika, and Sana!